I'm Jenna Budell with the news. A Birdseye man has been detained after leading police on a chase through multiple counties. The pursuit began after 38-year-old John Carter first went to a clinic in Perry County for injuries. When doctors tried to treat him, Carter became uncooperative, combative, and acting erratically before speeding away on State Road 162 from Santa Claus. Police tried pulling Carter over just north of Ferdinand, but he continued driving over 90 miles per hour and crossed over State Road 64 into Jasper. The pursuit came to an end near Vincennes University Jasper campus after Carter came out of his vehicle and began stabbing himself with a metal wire. Carter was quickly detained and transported to Memorial Hospital for his injuries. Police believe Carter was under the influence of an unknown narcotic or drug. The investigation is ongoing and no criminal charges have been filed yet. All subjects are innocent until proven guilty. The Du Bois County Health Department has confirmed 5 new cases of COVID-19. Du Bois County now has a total of 969 positive cases. Out of these 969, approximately 101 are active, with 849 recovered. 8,275 residents have been tested for the virus as of Friday morning. The best way to keep yourself and others protected are by practicing social distancing, washing your hands frequently with soap and water, and to mask up. The Indiana State Department of Health is reporting 3,340 COVID-19 deaths, 115,407 positive cases, and 1,963,006 Indiana residents have been tested for the virus. The numbers for our viewing area are as follows. Starting off with Du Bois with 969 cases and 19 deaths. Pike is reporting 147 cases and 1 death. Spencer with 241 cases, 3 deaths. Perry is reporting 221 cases and 13 deaths. Martin is reporting 164 cases. Davies with 663 and 28 deaths. Orange with 288 cases and 24 deaths. Knox, 515 cases, 9 deaths. Crawford reporting 105 cases. Posey with 324. Lawrence reporting 511 cases and 29 deaths. Gibson 511 cases, 4 deaths. And Vanderburg is reporting 3,609 cases and 30 deaths. To see a map of cases by county, head to in.gov/ISDH. A new online tool designed to help track COVID-19 cases in Indiana schools is expected to be released by the end of the month. State officials provided the first historical snapshot of school COVID-19 cases Wednesday. Dr. Christina Box, commissioner of the Indiana State Department of Health, says about 2,000 schools, over 70% of those across the state, have already inputted data. Initial numbers indicate more than 1,100 schools reported no COVID-19 cases, and more than 900 reported at least 1 case. As early as next week, the school data will be available to the public and searchable by individual school. A federal judge has blocked a law unique to Indiana that prevents voters from asking courts to extend voting hours beyond the state's 6 p.m. closing time because of Election Day troubles. U.S. District Judge Richard Young's preliminary injunction was issued on Tuesday. It blocks a law passed last year by Indiana's Republican-dominated legislature. The law prevents anyone other than a county election board, which oversee voting matters, from requesting court orders to extend voting hours. It comes as county election officials are preparing coronavirus precautions for in-person voting on November 3rd while handling an expected surge in mail-in ballots. One of the schools in the Greater Jasper Consolidated School District is getting national recognition. Ireland Elementary School is one of 8 Indiana schools receiving the U.S. Department of Education's National Blue Ribbon Award on Thursday. The awards program was created in 1918 and recognizes the hard work of educators, families, and communities in creating safe and welcoming school environments. Up to 420 schools can be nominated each year. The 2020 County National Blue Ribbon School Awards ceremony will be held virtually on November 12th and 13th. Each honoree will receive a plaque and flag in the mail. For more information and to see a list of award winners, visit ed.gov/National Blue Ribbon Schools. Two state leaders hosted a special summit on Thursday to hear from the community. Elected city, county, and town officials had the chance to voice their issues with State Representative Stephen Bartels and Lieutenant Governor Suzanne Crouch. Bartels and Crouch hosted the first of two summits at Patoka Lake Winery on Thursday. The first summit focused on community needs. Bartels says the top issues communities are facing right now are the impacts of COVID-19.
Well, I think like a lot of folks frustrated with the slow opening. I think that's a fair assessment. But I think that we're looking at this and saying we're moving forward. We're a lot better than lots of states. We would like to be farther ahead, but it is what it is, and it'll eventually go away.
Bartels says the small businesses are one of the hardest hit by the pandemic.
Yeah, it's pretty significant. Obviously we're going to see a financial downfall from a state level and local communities. I think that there's a lot of small businesses that will not come back. And you hear that rhetoric, well, they probably wouldn't have made it anyways. Well, there's a difference in my district about small businesses. A lot of them are just, it's a job for them and that's how they make their livelihood. And there's another perspective where it's actually more of a profitable thing. And so it's two different things. So they've lost their livelihood and their jobs, and that's significant.
Like many communities, Bartels says one of the top concerns reported to his office are about schools reopening.
Yeah, I'm a little concerned about schools. I've had a lot of calls about how these schools are handling this, and I don't think it's a schools corporation issue. It's more of a local health department. The intent from the state is to keep kids in school, and so we're seeing a lot of kids being dismissed for quarantine. That I think probably those numbers could be decreased if we were looked at the significance of impact of what the social distancing really was, and they had masks on. So I'm a little concerned.
COVID-19 has also made the need for internet reach new heights. Lieutenant Governor Suzanne Crouch explains more.
But what we know and what COVID has brought to light is being connected is no longer a luxury. It's essential because of e-learning and telehealth and teleworking. People have to be connected.
The next budget cycle will be challenging, but Crouch says the federal government will do what they can to help expand broadband.
That the federal government is going to provide funding to help states and communities get broadband out there. Because we don't have enough state revenues. We aren't going to have any extra revenues in this upcoming budget cycle to be able to dedicate more money to expanding broadband.
But broadband, schools, and small businesses are not the only aspects of the community struggling with the pandemic.
We really are focused, at least right now, on encouraging Hoosiers to get out and experience the destinations that we have here in Indiana. I mean, that's kind of where our focus is right now, because we don't necessarily want to encourage people from the states that are, have high COVID rates to come to Indiana. So, but what we really are trying to overcome is the lack of confidence that the consumers have right now.
To help protect Hoosiers, both Crouch and Bartels say they are not encouraging tourists from surrounding states to enter the state at this time. This was the first of two summits hosted by State Representative Bartels. The second summit took place at Patoka Lake Winery on Friday afternoon and focused on law enforcement. We'll take a look at your weather forecast when we come back on 18 WJTS.